Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So here's a molly fry, a sailfin molly fry, up here by the water sprite, floating at the top of the tank. So I just wanted to show that while I have it in sight, because if I try to look for it later, I might not find it. Alright, so here is my 29-gallon sailfin molly and swordtail community tank. It's been almost 3 weeks now since I've set this up, and I've been showing updates along the way as it gradually evolves. And since the last time I showed this tank, there's one little change that is kind of a significant change. So I had a Aponogeton Ulvaceus bulb that I put in here, right here. And after about a week, it sprouted these leaves coming up, the first growth that I saw. And now it's been about 10 days since I put it in here, so it's going a little longer. So from that bulb right there, that's the growth coming out of it. Or at least, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. I mean, I would first think that any growth would come directly out of the bulb, but I guess if it growed out of it under the substrate and up like that, because I suppose the possibility is that it could be this dwarf Sagittaria. If it, I have 5 or 6 bunches of it, and it would be quite a coincidence if the first new growth from that sprouted right next to the Aponogeton bulb. Because right now, like as early as it is, I guess maybe I'll start taking shape as it grows more, if it is indeed the Aponogeton. But this Sagittaria, I added to this tank maybe 2 or 3 days before that growth started coming up. So if I would have been able to shoot out that far that soon, I don't know, but right now I'm going with that it's the Aponogeton. So that was an experiment. As I mentioned several times now, I got these bulbs from PetSmart. So Aponogeton Ulvaceus, there's 2 bulbs in this package, and 1 Crinum Thyanum and a water lily. So I just started with an Aponogeton, and now I'm seeing growth from that one. I think I'll add another one over here to kind of balance it out like that. And then once that gets going, then I'll try the onion and the water lily. But yeah, so I pointed out the molly fry over here. Today I could only find 1 on the loose, and now there is up over, just got chased by a zebra danio. But I'm only seen, since I started looking today, I've only seen 1, but as of yesterday there were 2. So I find them either up here or sometimes hiding down underneath this opani wood. But then I have this breeder box, and there's 4 in here, and also a guppy fry. That's the guppy that came along in the bag when I got the gourami. So just for the hell of it, I put it in here, though. As I mentioned again, that I don't intend to have any guppies in this tank. This will be my first guppy-free tank. All my 9 other tanks have guppies in them. And so these molly fry are now a little over 2 weeks old, I guess. So I think I'm just gonna take out the breeder box and let them swim freely. I did have swordtail fry in here. None of them survived. If you've been following along, when I first got the swordtails, this female pineapple swordtail right here had fry in the bag before I even, when I got them from my local fish store, and before I released her in the tank, she had some fry in the bag. And there were 9, so I decided to put them in this breeder box, and then maybe 5 days later, I think it was, the molly had fry, one of the mollies, and I put 5 of those in here. And at that time, up until then, there were 6 swordtails, and then after 2 weeks, there was only 1 left, and then it died. The last one died that day. So I don't know if the molly fry beat up the swordtail fry because they were bigger, or if they, whatever the reason was, I don't know. But no swordtail fry survived. But the mollies are doing just fine, and that guppy seems to be doing all right. But aside from that, I have not seen any other fry in here, whether any have been born or not. I mean, possibly exists that they could have, but I haven't seen any. If they did, they would have gotten eaten. But yeah, so along the way, live bearers will have their babies, but it's not a whole lot of plants in here now. But I'm going to be adding some, so there'll be, as more plants are added and more hiding spaces, there'll be hiding places for fry. But right now, here's where we are. So what I think I'm going to be doing the next time I show this tank, although will be changes, I think it'll be time to move the panda corridors. I have some in another tank. I have 8 panda cories. I'm going to move in here. And I'm thinking of adding my roseline shark in here, as I mentioned before, because it's in my 30-gallon. It has so many plants and not a lot of swimming space. So it might be more comfortable in here. And I think I'm going to add some more mopane wood. I have a stump that I think that can go in this spot. I kind of like it how I have the mopane wood here and dragonstone here, and then have like something in the center like that. This I just put in the tank for the hell of it because it had algae on it and had bacteria established on it just when I first got this tank set up, just to be temporary. It's going to go back in another tank. But then when I moved put the driftwood in and put the dwarf Sagittarian, I just pushed it aside. But where to just end up in the middle, I think that's a good spot. Would look good for some mopane wood, so I think I'm going to start boiling that tonight to get it ready to put in here. And pretty soon I'll be getting some more plants. Now that the weather is cooling down some, I think it'll be safe to start ordering some plants online. That's what I have in mind, and as I mentioned already, I want to get some pearlweed. I want to give that a try again. I had some before in my 30-gallon, but it did not survive in there. Maybe because it couldn't compete with the other plants, but if I started out in here where there's less plants, maybe I'll have a better chance. So I have these 2 bacopa stems in here. What I'm kind of thinking is have those big stems sticking out. Once I start Since I put these in here, there hasn't really been much growth. Maybe a tiny little bit coming up here, but I haven't added any fertilizer or anything. But with these two big stems coming up, as they grow, then I want to have like pearl weed all around it. I think that would look cool. And then I want to get some willow hygrophila angustifolia. So I'll probably leave the water sprite floating, and then I'll stick some willow hygro in the back, because it's a stem plant, but it can probably be best as a background plant, so it can grow to the top. And I'm thinking maybe Pogostemon stellatus octopus, possibly, to put in here. And probably some more dragonstone. If I break I have a 9-pound piece. If I break that into smaller pieces, I can stick in here. But yeah, all right. Just have a look at the fish swimming around. So. I think it's a good community tank, a good mix of fish. You see the zebra-danios whipping around. They're probably the most boisterous fish that I have in here, where, you know, mollies can be somewhat aggressive, and even bigger swordtails can, but haven't really seen much, if any, aggression from them. It's the zebra-danios have been the most boisterous. So maybe that, you know, keeps the aggression down for the mollies. Yeah, alright. Well, that's it for now. And remember, I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.